Hello, ladies and gentlemen. How are you guys doing tonight? Yeah, that's the level of enthusiasm I expect whenever I get up on stage. It's just one disappointment after another whenever I'm on, so hope you guys are expecting that. So usually like Chris says, I usually do a bit on the presidents that I've been doing, but I decided to try something a little different. And I was arguing with myself back and forth when I was deciding to do this, because I was like, you know, maybe I should just continue with what I've been doing. This might be too far to the left for me. But yesterday I was given confirmation that I should do this set. I was driving down my street and I saw a sticker on a back window of a car that said, "I vape and I vote." And my first thought was, I'm sorry, sir, I don't have any cookies or medals that I can give to you, so as a consolation prize, I do have this. Now, I'm of the mindset that you should be able to do whatever you want to do. Like, the fact that he vapes, that's not my problem. But the amount of arrogance that it takes to buy a bumper sticker that says that you vote, that just boggles my mind. Because it makes me think that what other situations could that be possible in? You can't buy a bumper sticker that says, "I drink alcohol and I vote. I have type 2 diabetes and I vote. I survived the mass shooting and I vote." You can't do that. But vaping, that's another situation altogether, apparently. And it just made me think to myself, were you called a hipster and did you take it too personally? Because I smoke an e-cig, so I know that not all vapors are hipsters, but for you to have the balls to buy a bumper sticker that says, "I vape and I vote," that must have meant that you were thinking to yourself, how do I show these people that I actually do something mainstream? And it makes you look a little more like a hipster than you did before. That's all I'm gonna say. And maybe, just planting food for thought, maybe you shouldn't vote. See, just planting seeds. That's all I'm here for, just plant seeds.
Are they marijuana seeds?
For the most part.
All right, plant away, brother.
Plant away.
I was running coca seed myself.
Okay.
And it really made, so the set I'm going to do tonight is all about progress in America, because I've just been thinking to myself, what kind of progress are we making in our society? Because I remember when I was younger, when I was taking history classes, they used to always tell us the same thing. America is the melting pot of the world. It's the melting pot, which means that we had the ability to take so many different cultures and mix them into a finely made stew that we called America. And nowadays, partly because of political correctness, I think, we're more like that stew that a college student tries to make before he just decides, fuck this, I'm gonna make myself some ramen. Like, you are much better off eating the ingredients individually at that point, because it's just toxic. You put some kerosene in there, a little bit of bleach, maybe some vape juice as well. And so, it really got to, alright, kitchen closes at 11. And so, yep, lots of good vape juice. They use it with everything. And so I really started to think, what kind of progress are we making if we're getting to a point where we're just taking away everything that made us one conglomeration and just trying to keep everything divided as much as we did. And people like to say, oh, it's just America. It's just America that this is like. I don't blame America. I blame our mother. I blame Great Britain for all of our problems. Like, we are just repeating the exact same shit that Britain was doing hundreds of years ago. And it's making, I'm a writer, and I'm wanting to write a skit where it's just America and Britain arguing with each other. And the way the skit ends is that Britain is just being a complete asshole to America, just saying, you're starting all these senseless wars that have no purpose. You're invading countries that you have no business being in, and you're trying to act like you're superior to everybody. What do you have to say for yourself? And the way that, and America's rebuttal is, I learned it by watching you!
Woo! I know that commercial.
Oh yeah. But here's my opinion on progress. My opinion is that America, we are on the precipice of a canyon. And on one side of the canyon, there's the old America that we're trying to leave behind. And on the other side, there's progress. And the problem that we're having is that so often people try to dive headfirst into the bottom of the canyon trying to reach the other side. And as anyone who dabbles in physics and anatomy may know, diving headfirst down a cliff, kind of a bad idea. So how do we reach progress? How? Helping each other. Helping each other to build the bridge that's going to make that gap non-existent. Because otherwise we're just going to keep falling down and we're going to keep forcing so much progress that doesn't need to be forced. Progress is not something that can be forced. It's something that's achieved through time, through cooperation, through compassion. And that's something that we're sincerely lacking in our society today. No one's willing to cooperate. Everybody's just content with arguing with each other. The left, the right, gays, straight, men, women, everyone's content with just arguing with each other. And if we put the time into cooperation, maybe, just maybe, we can make it over that canyon. That concludes the comedic portion of tonight. I'm gonna